Man, oh man, between me being sick and these comic book delays, it is a hot mess right now. But I'm still going to bring you my most anticipated at this moment. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, always helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, I'm bringing you my top 10 most anticipated comics for November 10th, 2021. That's right, guys, it's never too early to start putting together that potential pull list for next week. And hopefully, this list helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. Now, let me just tell you guys, putting together this list was kind of a nightmare, as you got tweets with Marvel Comics being delayed 1 to 8 weeks and just things being delayed at the last minute. So I'm doing the best I can here, and I'm sure this is an inconvenience for you guys too, trying to buy your comics. So again, just bear with me if the list is kind of off, okay? And also, guys, before we jump into it, if you want to help support the channel, just go ahead and hit that join button right there on my home screen. It does help support the channel, and it gives you, the viewers, some extra perks. All right, guys. So jumping into it, let's talk about the book that's on the hot seat this week. And because I feel like this book could go two ways, but I really did like the first issue, and this is called A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, Issue 2. Now, this book is done by Ed Brubaker, and the first issue was pretty much a silent issue about this guy who had a real shit-ass day, and he winds up going to a house because I don't know really the reason why. Maybe he was an Uber driver, or he had to do a food delivery or something like that. And he wound up being in the wrong place at the wrong time where someone got murdered. And he feels like he ran into that guy at the store earlier in the day. So where does this book actually go from here? Does he get framed for the murder? Like, is it going to be continued to be a silent type of series, or is the action going to really pick up going forward here? The first issue was definitely interesting, but I'm not sure where this book could go. I never heard a lot of people talk about it besides myself. This was 32 pages, and this one was $4. All right, next, coming in on the hot seat, coming in on the book that's on the rise. This one goes to the Maze book. This is issue 3, done by Jeff Lemire. So this is an interesting story about a father who lost his daughter, and his name is Will. And it's been 10 years since her death, and all of a sudden he mysteriously gets a phone call, and it's his daughter. And she's saying that she's stuck in the middle of this maze, and the father thinks that it could potentially in the city. Everyone thinks he's kind of crazy because the daughter is dead. So where did he get this phone call from, right? So very interesting book. It's depressing in many ways because we get to see his ex-wife move on with her life, and obviously she misses the daughter, but she has a new husband, she's got new kids, and she's moved on with the life, and the husband is just stuck on her on her daughter's death and can't move on. So very difficult situation for him. Very interesting book. Jeff Lemire does also the artwork in this. 48 pages, $6. Great book, guys. So coming in at number 10, I don't know if this is going to come out or not, but this one goes to Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 32. I think this was on the countdown a week ago, as this is the continuation of the Taskmaster situation, where Taskmaster actually captured Miles Morales' girlfriend, Starling, I think her name is. And I like the way Taskmaster was written, the way his actions were. However, the story was just like a 5-minute read. It didn't really go into depth of the plot. I guess we're going to have to wait and see how drawn out this actually is. This was an okay story, but I am interested. This is legacy numbering 272. Coming in at number 9, we have Justice League Last Ride, issue 7. So I think this is finally the conclusion to this. You guys have been telling me that issue 7 was the last issue, and they've been doing battle against Darkseid. Lobo was kind of the twist in the whole situation. when it comes to this book. And now Batman bribes Lobo to work with the Justice League. You couldn't ask for anything better. And Batman is so resourceful in this comic book. Chip Zdarsky has written this comic book, and it's been so interesting. And I feel like DC should be like, Chip, your Justice League Lost Ride sales are awesome. How about you do one for us? I would love to see that, right? So this one is 32 pages, $4. All right, moving down on the list to number 8. This goes to Amazing Spider-Man issue 78. This is titled Beyond Chapter 4. Kelly Thompson was the writer of the last issue, and we got to see kind of the inner workings of the Beyond Corporation, which I thought was actually quite interesting. We get to see how tied down and how micromanaged Ben Reilly actually is in that book. And it's going to be interesting to see how long he lasts, right, before he gives in. And the book didn't forget about Peter. We're still seeing, glimpses of him dealing with his coma situation, especially with Mary Jane and Aunt May getting in the mix of things as well. And at the end of the book, you get Ben Reilly coming face to face with Morbius. And he didn't go on the straight and narrow, which he thought. And looks like that Morbius is getting the upper hand on old Ben Reilly here. So we'll see what happens. This is Legacy numbering 879, 28 pages, $4. Coming in at number 7, this is Wonder Girl. This is issue 5. Not sure if this is going to come out on time. We'll see. Wonder Girl issue 4 that just came out this comic book week was actually pretty cool, as we get to see Yara actually given an ultimatum of being part of Themyscira, joining the higher mission, or being part of the Mortals. She's being pulled in like 3 different directions, and it looks like at the end of the day, she wound up being part of, she's joining Themyscira and Hera and everybody else. But I think there's something much more to this story. I feel like the artwork is really gorgeous in this book. It's mesmerizing. I do hope that Yara does go back to the man's world, because I feel like that's where she's most interesting in. I don't want to see another Wonder Woman in Themyscira. I really don't. I love seeing these Amazons, actually have their stories on Earth, because she's more relatable that way, right? We can get the Wonder Woman book for that, or we could get the Nubia book for that, right? As we're being introduced to new characters there. I don't think we need Yara on Themyscira, so we'll see what direction that goes. 32 pages, $4. And at number 6, this is Robin and Batman issue 1. This wasn't even on my radar at first. And then I was like reading the description, I was like, oh crap, I'm like, Jeff Lemire is writing this. So with Jeff Lemire at the helm of this comic book, why would I not check it out? I mean, I read everything else that he does, and it's always so good, right? So I'm really looking forward to this one, between the dynamic duo on their stories, from back in the day with Dick Grayson. This could be cool. 40 pages, $6. Now we're at the top 5, getting closer to number 1. We have the Joker. This is issue 9. Last issue really brought this series back up for me. It's really been up and down, but I love seeing the story with the Joker, gee whiz, I really loved seeing the story about Bane's daughter, Vengeance, as we got to see her origin tale, how she was like a test tube child, and how she was, forced to do certain things. And now that she's out in the open, she wants to be on her own path, and she's helping Commissioner Gordon wanting to kill the Joker, because once the Joker is done, she feels like she can move on, and she doesn't have to report, and she doesn't have to do anything that she wants, being forced to do. So that's going to be an interesting concept there. And it's led to believe that Vengeance is going to be a character that definitely sticks around in the Batman universe. So looking forward to that. Artwork is always great in the book. It's a $6 comic. Coming in at number 4. Number 4, we have Moon Knight issue 5. I really enjoyed Moon Knight issue 4. Issue 3 got me hooked on the series. Moon Knight issue 4 was going to be the issue where I was like, okay, do I stick with this book or do I drop this book? Tigra made all the difference in that book. She added a really good supporting role in that issue. And seeing what Mark has been through over the years and actually revealing himself to Tigra, it just shows that he's been beat to hell mentally, physically, and he's got nobody. And the one person that looks like that truly has got his back is Tigra. And I really enjoyed the last issue as he was being, blackmailed for money, and none of that mattered to him and whatnot. And, he just made it a thing to say, I'm ashamed of myself. And that really hit the heart there. And I really, really enjoyed issue 4. And that is the sole issue right there that truly got me onto that issue or that series. Can't wait for it. Legacy numbering 205. Moving on to the top 3, we go on to Chicken Devil issue 2. This book was awesome, this first issue. It's done by Aftershock. And the description's so funny. It says the most unlikely chicken fried revenge story continues. Mitchell, who is the main character who owned his own fast food franchise, which is a chicken place, came up with his own chicken sandwich. His partner in the business was actually holding drugs. The place catches on fire because of a malfunction in the chicken fryers. The people went over to the business to see if their drugs were still safe. And the main character, Mitchell, didn't know anything, right? And now they're on the run. The boat blew up that had his family in it when they were trying to escape from these bad guys. I mean, all kinds of crazy crap happened. This was high action, really emotional, very relatable type of comic book. And the artwork is so... It might not be for everybody, but I understand the type of artwork, why they do it that way, because it's just so static and so on the hurry and, crazy stuff like that. It's really good. I definitely recommend this book, guys. So well done. $5 comic. All right, coming in at number 2, Stark Ages issue 3. After the lights goes out, what happens in the world in the Marvel universe, right? Well, we get to see all our heroes trying to survive in this world. And Apocalypse looks like he's trying to take it over, and he's using Magneto to create energy once again and to bring out the thing that caused the whole problem to begin with. Dude, really great book written by Tom Taylor. I've enjoyed the first and second issue. I thought the first issue was stronger, but the second issue was good as you got to see the plot thinking. So this is definitely a recommend for me. Can't wait to see how it continues. 28 pages, $4. Last but not least, my number 1 most anticipated book was originally Hulk, but that got pushed back to Thanksgiving. And now finally, it looks like we're going to get the release of Venom issue 1. Been anticipating this book for months. Does it actually finally come out on November 10th? Let's hope so. We get to see the continued story of Dylan Brock taking over his father's legacy as Venom. How does he bond with the symbiote? Still yet to be determined. Really looking forward to this, but people were making jokes online saying, between Hulk and this book, they make up the paper shortage in all of comics. They're probably right. And if you include House of Slaughter in there, that definitely adds to the problem. So definitely looking forward to this. This is 52 pages, $6. So guys, there you have it. There are my top 10 most anticipated comics for the week. I made it through it. Again, another video with me being as sick as I am. Sorry about that, but can't help it, right? And the show must go on. So if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell. And of course, guys, I'll leave you more content right here to check out. And as always, keep buying, keep collecting, and most importantly, keep reading those comics. Guys, I'll see you real soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.